I'd soak through in a midnight run, but I danced beneath the rising sun. In books they said don't trust the fire, but I built my life with sparks and wires, truths not etched on a classroom wall. It's what you learn when you risk it all. Not from fear, but where I stand. I let them fall, I let them fly. Only pain can teach you why. No louder voice than a broken dream, no truer friend than what you've seen. The world won't stop, the pages turn, but real wisdom's what you burn.
They screamed in the square with fists in the air, words like arrows tearing the air. But one old man just watched the sky, silent eyes like he knew why. I sat beside him, lost and torn. He whispered truths not loud, it's warm. It waits in shadows, not in fights. It's found in long and sleepless nights, where silence speaks, I hear it clear. Not in noise, but drawing near. You won't find truth in thunder's cry, but in the breath between goodbye. The quiet knows what shouting hides. True knowledge walks on gentler tides. In a lecture hall with rising heat, a young girl stood on trembling feet. She waited while the noise rolled on, then asked one question, soft but strong. They didn't cheer, they didn't shout, but eyes lit up all through the crowd. She spoke not loud, but with clear grace, and left the noise in second place. Where silence speaks, I hear it clear. Not in noise, but drawing near. You won't find truth in thunder's cry, but in the breath between goodbye. The quiet knows what shouting hides. True knowledge walks on gentler tides. Now I teach with less command, just open space and listening hands. I've learned to wait, not force the flame. Wisdom blooms when none seeks fame. So when the noise begins to rise, I turn and walk toward quiet skies. I found the gold in silent stones, where true thoughts speak in undertones. Where silence speaks, I hear it clear. Not in noise, but drawing near. You won't find truth in thunder's cry, but in the breath
was always right, the wisest choice. I judged a man by how he dressed. I swore I knew what made success. But time revealed the truth I missed. The proudest mind can twist and twist. My thoughts became a brittle wall, till life just broke them all. I was wrong about right, held too tight to a narrow light. I built my world from things I feared, till the silence made it clear. We lied to ourselves with all our might. The greatest war is won by sight. I'm always man, a test failed fee. I met a man they all dismissed, but in his words was something missed. He said the truth won't beg to stay. You've got to throw your pride away. He lost it all, then found his peace by letting old beliefs release. No longer trapped by what he knew, he walked in questions, not in proof. I was wrong about right, held too tight to a narrow light. I built my world from things I feared, till the silence made it clear. We lied to ourselves with all our might. The greatest war is won by sight. Now I teach not what to think, but how to stand near the brink, to hold an idea soft and light, and let the truth emerge from night. 'Cause wisdom isn't carved in stone, it's grown when we admit we don't know. The mirror cracked, and in that light I saw myself for the first time right. He dropped out young, lost in the crowd. Everyone said he wouldn't go far, but in a quiet library aisle, he found the spark behind the stars. Books became his second skin. Equations danced inside his head. With every line he understood, a life unlived was born instead. Oh, the joy of understanding, more than gold, more than fame. When you learn the world's true meaning, you'll never see it quite the same. She worked the night shift all alone, cleaning floors where students roam. She saved and studied late at night, found her voice beneath the light. Years went by and now she stands, teaching those who once walked past. From questions came her greatest strength. Understanding built to last. Oh, the joy of understanding. It's the fire that sets you free. No one else can steal the moment when your heart says, now I see. It's not the answers that define us, but the light we fight to see. She never flew around the world, but her kitchen smelled of love and spice. Taught 3 kids to stand up tall, with bedtime books and quiet advice. Her hands were worn, her voice was kind. She never asked for more than time. The world outside passed her by, but she built stars inside their eyes. You don't need years to touch the sky. Just live each breath like it won't die. A simple life, when full and strong, can make the short days feel so long. He fixed old bikes for neighbor kids and whistled tunes from 72. Never chased gold or made the news, but gave his time and always true. He passed at 60, but we still say he made his years feel twice the weight. Some burn out fast, but he burned bright in every small and honest light. You don't need years to change a soul, just moments spent to make them whole. A gentle hand, a steady song, can stretch a life where it belongs. A life well spent is long enough, even when the days are rough.
He always said he'd write that book, but the pages stayed blank, untouched. Chase the clock, then curse the race, till the years looked back in his face. One quiet night, he stayed up late and wrote down truth, not fear or hate. Every story scar and star, time waited for his honest heart. Time won't run from hands that try. It slows for those who ask it why. You don't need She played again, the notes were slow, but time bent soft to let her grow. Now every street she plays along holds echoes of a waiting song. Time won't run from hands that try. It walks with hearts that won't pass by. You won't lose days if you begin. It's not too late to let life in. She played again, the notes were slow, but time bent soft to let her grow. Now every street she plays along holds echoes of a waiting song. Time stays along for those who hold not clocks but dreams and dare be He woke before the sun, laced up his worn-out shoes. Built homes with hands that shook, but never did refuse. Taught his kids to fail with grace and stand up tall again. He left his mark in kindness, not in power or in fame. A life well spent is more than gold. It's the stories you leave when your hands grow cold. No riches last, no fame can stay, but love and time don't fade away. She painted with her silence, taught the deaf to dance. Gave the world her evenings, never left a chance. She watched the seasons changing, let go of control. And in her final moment, she knew she'd given soul. A life well spent is more than gain. It's weathered hearts that feel no shame. No fear of sleep, no last regret. Just peace in knowing she gave her best. So if today feels heavy and meaning's hard to see, remember death is nothing if you live truthfully. He never left his hometown streets. Thought history was dry and dead. But one old book from World War II lit a fire inside his head. He traced the paths of fallen names, found their stories, found their fears. The past became a living guide that spoke across the years. Maps in the mind, roads through the soul. The world was always calling. To know where we come from is to stop ourselves from falling. She stood atop Machu Picchu's height, eyes wide like the morning sky. The stories carved in silent stone ask questions far and high. She wrote them down in quiet awe, a journey both in place and heart. The past gave her a compass, and her future had a star. Maps in the mind, drawn deep in time, from ruined stars and towers. To understand the earth we walk is to truly claim its powers. We feed our minds with stories told, and carry worlds we'll never hold.
He wore the anger like a coat, judged what he feared and never spoke. The headlines told him who to blame, but never taught the other name. Then one day walking through the square, he heard a voice, a story shared. A world he never tried to see was closer than he thought it'd be. You can't love, you can't reject what you've not tried to understand. Every wall begins to bend when you take the time to stand beside a life you've never known. The heart begins when we are shown. She walked into a quiet room where silence bloomed like distant moons. The girl inside had never heard the kindness hidden in a word. She taught her signs, she took her hand. The world began to understand, and in that bond a bridge was made from soundless dark to light and grace. You can't love, you can't reject what you've not tried to understand. Every wall begins to bend when you take the time to stand beside a life you've never known. The heart begins when we are shown. the soul behind the flaw. Truth begins the day we try to know before we pass it by. He read the books, he knew the facts, dreamed in blueprints and starry maps. Watched the world from a window pane, afraid to try, afraid of pain. A mind alive, but still confined to pages turning in his mind. His hands were still, but time moved fast, and all he learned was in the past. Knowing's not enough, you've gotta make it real. Willing's just a whisper, doing is the deal. Don't wait for someday, don't hide behind the plan. Life begins the moment you stand. She saw the fire in broken glass, found purpose in a troubled class, taught young hearts to build and strive, to turn their dreams into real lives. Each morning she would rise before the world awoke and do much more than talk of change. She made it grow with every seed her hands would sow. Knowing's not enough, you've gotta make it real. Willing's just a whisper, doing is the deal. Don't wait for someday, don't hide behind the plan. Life begins the moment you stand. So take the spark, don't let it fade. The world needs more than plans we've made. From thought to deed, from dream to true. The time is now, it starts with you. He chased the noise, the flashing lights, the praise, the climb, the sleepless nights. He built a tower high and wide, but empty, echoed deep inside. One day he met a man who smiled and carved his life in wood and child. No riches, just a peaceful gaze that whispered something through the haze. It's the simple things that make us whole. A quiet truth, a heart consoled. Not in gold or grand design, but in the hands, the love, the time, sophistication. Softly sings in honest hearts and simple rhetoric. Degrees, she spoke with fire, climbed through storms, walked through wire. Yet still she missed the voice that hummed from her grandmother's morning sun. She paused one day to breathe, to see that joy is not complexity. She found a grace in softer tone and built a life from peace alone. It's the simple things that make us whole. A quiet truth, a heart consoled.
the quiet way. Simplicity's the truest art, a humble voice, a giving heart. She sat at school at 43 with trembling hands and worn out knees. Beside the young she felt the gap, but fire burned behind the map. She'd raised a home and dared to learn. The world still turned, her soul still yearned. And every book she opened wide lit stars she'd hidden deep inside. Learning never drains a soul, it builds the light, it makes us whole. Age and time cannot confine the boundless reach of a curious mind. No finish line, no final frame, just one more spark, one endless flame. To read at 10 while working fields with calloused hands. By candlelight each night he traced the letters like a sacred play. Years passed and still he turned each page, a scholar born from silent rage. He taught the next, he built a school to show that love for learning rules. Learning never drains the soul, it builds the light, it makes us whole. Age and time cannot confine the boundless reach of a curious mind. No finish line, no final frame, just one more spark, one endless flame. So take the step, don't be afraid. The mind expands but never fades. What you don't know is just a door, and every question opens more. In the mind. Until we know what silence can teach, we drift.